That's McCartney with a mustache. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo. You cannot go that way. There's a barricade. You can't go this way. This road is always interesting to me because that side of the road is never used. And it hasn't been for years. I'm meeting a friend here shortly, and we're gonna go on some serious What the heck? Look at the front of this Walmart. They have festooned it with blue. That wasn't the most accurate description. Walmart's color has always been blue, but the front of that building looked a little different than normal, right? Check this guy out. There's another one way up here too. All I need is some tasty buds, some cool way. I screwed it up.
All I need are some, was it tunes?
I don't know, we messed it up. All I need are some tasty waves, a cool buzz, and I'm fine. Right here on the corner of Formosa Gardens Boulevard, right over there used to stand a huge sign, used to say, Splendid China. Right over here on the right was where the property was, and the only thing that is left are a few remnants of the walls and the road. But everything from the sky looks like everything has been torn down. The buildings, the attractions, even the rock formations and all the little gazebos and things that they had built miniatures of, all of it's gone. And the rumor is this is going to be a Jimmy Buffett resort attraction covering this whole area. So this whole area is going to grow considerably. Right now, it's pretty much nothing, just construction. I kind of wonder if they're going to leave these walls up just maybe as like a little memento to Splendid China, a little theme park history in Central Florida that no longer exists. If you look closely, there is a man on top of that airplane. In recent years, they built this crazy looking, spaceship looking building off the side of I-4. What the heck is that? We're now in downtown Lakeland, and we're on our way to a familiar spot. The Southgate Shopping Center. An interesting fact is, the very first filming location video I ever did in the history of any of my YouTube channels was Edward Scissorhands. And the interesting thing also is that Micah is probably the biggest fan of that movie I've ever met. And look how empty this is. There's a Publix over there and an Office Depot that has some customers, but the whole rest of the parking lot, all of this is completely empty. I can't believe there's like no one out here. Look how empty this is. And Johnny Depp was standing right where you're standing. Just like that, with his little like crazy hands of blades. Every few years or so, I will pass by this location to check to see. It's locked. And if you look in the back here, this used to be a wine shop, but in the movie it was the salon. And that's the back room where Edward was being seduced. And I think the story on this is Tim Burton heard of this place and he liked the sign so much that he decided they were going to film here because strip malls were very popular during the era that the movie was based in. And what better thing to have on screen than this epic sign? It's very Tim Burton-esque. This is something that you can expect to see in a Tim Burton movie. So when he saw it, he said, oh heck yeah, we're filming there. Adam the Woo? Well, there's a bee right there too. Look at that crazy bee just hanging on for dear life. Someone has drawn a man with a beard and another guy with a baseball cap on the back of that truck. A little mobile artwork. Look at this happy guy. We're gonna get some lunch at Sonny's. Just gotta find something on the menu that looks apt. Ooh, definitely gonna get some sweet tea. Corn poppers? I've never had one of those. Corn nuggets.
They call them corn nuggets.
And I got fried okra with ranch dressing, so we got double the appetizers. We are now in Bartow, Florida. I'm gonna stop by somewhere I haven't been in a few years. Right up the road here. And there it is, look at that! My girl! I got the pin right there. Look how grown over the back is. It used to be a bed and breakfast, and then the property was sold. I think someone has bought it basically as a home now. I parked my van in the same spot that Jamie Lee Curtis parked her RV. And you can see right up here, there are a lot of no trespassing signs in the yard and up on the porch now, clearly stating not open to public. You used to be allowed to go sit on the porch But whoever now owns the property will not allow you to do that. I guess that must be their car right there. So no longer accessible. Right up there in that top window would have been the room of Veda Sultanfuss. The gazebo is completely covered in kudzu, and you can't even walk down the sidewalk. It's so overgrown now. This tree over the road has this dangling vine that basically stretches all the way down into the middle of the road. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk style or something. You gonna climb the top of it?
I'm gonna try. I don't think it'll hold my weight.
What was the Jack and the Beanstalk? He had jelly beans, right?
It was a magic bean, and it fell in the crack, and then it sprouted something like this, and he climbed up past the clouds, and there lived the fee-fi-fo-fum giant.
There's an old drugstore right here off the side of the road, and from what it looks like, everything is still inside. Hey, look, these screws must be tightened. And if you look in there, look at that old clock on the wall, an old fax machine down here. They removed the products, but a lot of the electronics are still in there. Featuring Diabetes Shop. Check it out, the old Cypress Garden sign is still right there on the street corner. This whole area here used to be Circus World, and then later became Boardwalk and Baseball. It's where the Kansas City Royals used to have their spring training facility. And it's pretty much been non-existent for years. The roads are still here, but that's about it. There are no buildings, no nothing, just roads. Where we're going? We don't need roads!
But you have a lot of them.
Check out the street sign, Royals Way. Even though there really is no traffic out here, they're still titled after the former baseball team that used to be here. Let me rephrase that, the team still exists. They just don't practice on this spot anymore. There's a few signs on the property saying restricted area. Even though anyone can just drive up in here, I guess technically they do not want people wandering around. And the interesting thing about this, when there used to be roller coasters and rides out here, Michael Jackson actually rented the property for a night. And if you do your Columbo-like research online, you can find photos of the King of Pop out here riding the coasters on this very property that is now completely barren, empty, and abandoned. Wait a second. Is that bird dung? In typical Florida fashion, it just was not raining, and now we're about to enter a thunderstorm. So it's starting to slowly sprinkle, and we're going deeper and deeper into the depths of H2O goodness as it hydrates the earth, festooning from the sky. Man, that was kind of cool. The storm. It's gotten dark out. Nightfall is starting to rear its ugly head. If you turn left on New York Avenue from Highway 192 in St. Cloud, you will enter the downtown area. And I am driving by here to end the vlog for one purpose. There was a movie that was filmed here in 1964 by the name of 2000 Maniacs. And the director of that film was known as the Godfather of Gore, Herschel Gordon Lewis. I had the privilege of meeting him on one occasion and was able to show screenshots of some of the filming locations from the movie that I hunted down right here on this very road. And on other occasions, I was able to have a conversation with him through email, and I tried even organizing a 2000 Maniacs screening at the small movie theater, which is at the end of the road and to the right. But I'm standing here now because he has passed away, and I want to pay my respects to the Godfather of Gore, a man who a lot of other directors looked up to. They used him as inspiration. One person in particular, Tobe Hooper, who you might know from the original 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre that was created 10 years after 2000 Maniacs was filmed right on this very street. And because of him in that movie, Dan Bell, who does videos on YouTube, a lot of really cool abandoned places, him and I became friends because Dan drove out here to check out the filming locations. So I gave Dan a little tour of downtown St. Cloud and the 2000 Maniacs filming locations. And look at that sunset, an appropriate setting to say, vlog over.